What's going on, guys? Welcome back to the channel. I know it has been quite a hot minute since we've done anything on here. I apologize for that. We have had a ton going on around the shop, and a pretty big announcement for those of you that don't follow us on Instagram, Facebook, things like that. But we'll get into that in a minute. First, let's catch you up on what's going on so far this year.
I ain't hooking that motherfucker to the sled. .9 on the speed.
The Beam Machine Dodge. Running on a Tidewater, Virginia.
That's all right, darling. I'm a volunteer fireman.
Okay, I'm a semi-professional race car driver. And an amateur tattoo artist. And
Turn right on the Blackwater Road.
All right, so as you can see, we've been pretty busy so far at the beginning of this year. At the end of the last season, Nathan and myself had kind of not really burned ourselves out, but we had spent all of our free time really working on either building trucks for ourselves, for our friends, whatever, however you want to word it. And in the end of the day, we spent all year working and got to do very little playing around. So we told each other going into this year, we were going to, do everything we can to make all the events we wanted to make. And so came into this season so far, here we are getting ready to break into July. We have done Spring Truck Wars, we did Rudy's, we've done UCC, a few local test and tune events, and also some sled pulling this year, which is a little different for me. And, kind of getting some more guys into it locally. It used to be a big thing around here, and about 10 years ago, it really died off. Then over the last year or so, it's really started to come back pretty strong. So quick recap on some of the racing. Going into some of the events, sometimes you know how you can just feel when it's not going to be your day. Felt that going into Spring Truck Wars. I can't remember the series of events, how it all played out, but I was fighting the truck a little bit. It didn't want to cooperate with me. And that usually doesn't happen with Dad. That thing is normally on the money every time. But for some reason, I just couldn't get the truck to work right. And the truck was running a little bit slow. We were trying to get it faster. And ended up, first round, I got paired up with my buddy Brent Elliott. Of course, he ended up taking me out. So went into ET, and I had to guess on my dial in because of some of the stuff that had been going on that day. And ended up having to line up with Nathan first round. And I can't remember, I think he did like a 1275 dial in the VP, which is, for those of you that don't know, is literally a bone stock VP truck. And he ended up running a 1276. And I had guessed at a 675 dial in, and the truck ran a 685. So I cut a good light. The truck was just slower than I was expecting, and I didn't get it done. It was all on me. So either way, both classes, I got knocked out first round. Just wasn't a good day all around. Going into the Rudy's event, it was the exact opposite. I felt good. I was happy with the truck. Everything felt smooth. During a couple test sessions, I had played around on a couple different tunes, so I had an idea on what the truck was going to run. So Friday night, we went into the Gamblers race, and we ended up going through and winning the Gamblers race Friday night. I forgot how many trucks were in the class. I believe in the finals, it might have been with Dustin Canner, maybe, that we lined up with in the finals in his Duramax. Can't remember, it's been so long ago now, but either way, we ended up taking the win in the Gamblers race. Of course, no roll cage, can't do 670 with that truck. So we went into Saturday, the ODSS race, ran ET bracket. We made it into the semifinals where I lost to Nick Morris. Don't know why. The truck had been running mid 680s all weekend, no matter what I did. And then the round that I was racing Nick, the truck did good. We cut a good light. We ran him down. We got ahead of him. We started kind of playing the whole bracket race game on the top end. Had him by a little more than a quarter of a truck, between quarter and half a truck length on him on the brakes, and the truck went 678. So it went faster than it had all week, and we were riding the brakes. So I don't know what changed that pass, but either way, broke out. I think I had like a 680 dial in, and it went 678 and some change. So I want to say it was 1200ths fast, but either way, we did bring home some money from that event anyways, so we were happy with that. Came back and we got the urge, you know, maybe we should try out UCC. You know, we were sitting pretty good in points after finishing semifinals. So, you know, figured why not give it a shot. So we head into UCC. UCC was a freaking awesome event. We had a blast. It was hot as Satan's ass crack, but it was a good time. Finally got to put a lot of faces to names. We spent the majority of the weekend hanging around with Flux and Chris Patterson and the Unrivaled Diesel crowd, helping those guys get their stuff right for the actual UCC event. As far as the dad bod goes, it did great. I don't remember how many passes I made that weekend, but it did everything. Every pass was between, I believe, a 685 and 687 every single pass. So the truck was doing its thing like always. We ended up going into eliminations on Saturday, and first round truck did like it should. I think I did like a 687 or something like that on the first pass of eliminations. They hot lapped us, came right back for second round of eliminations, and I was racing. It was a Chevy Cruze that had like a 12-second dial in or something along those lines. So trying not to burn myself down, as it does take me a second to spool. Then they have a 7-second timeout, and then the fact that that car was gonna be leaving 6 seconds ahead of me, I didn't want to burn myself down, so I timed everything out to where I came up on boost the way I wanted. Everything worked out like it should. I cut a good light. I was running him down, and he beat me to the line by a couple cars. And I don't know how, or at the time I didn't know how he didn't break out. So we come back, got looking over the time slip, and realized that somebody had botched up in the tower and put me at a 635 dial in instead of the 685, and I went 686 on what should have been an 85 dial in. So I made almost a perfect pass, cut an awesome light, and it just didn't work out. A lot of people wanted me to go protest it. The thing is, when you're running a bracket race like that, when you take the light, when you pull up and you hit the staging lights, you're accepting the time that the officials put on the tower at the other end. And me being so focused on the car being slower than me, normally I check that. The one pass that I didn't, it came back to bite me, but it was my fault. It was on me. So I got knocked out early. It knocked me back a little ways on points, which is probably a good thing because I really don't need to take time away from the shop to chase the point series. So the fact that it knocked me back in points pretty much decided for me, you know, I'm done with ODSS for the season. Unless we make it a wild hair and hit one more towards the end of the year. But for now, we got a lot going on around the shop. We're gonna need to catch up on that. For those of you that are sled pullers, now is your time, I guess they would say. So we've kind of dove into the sled pulling a little heavier than we were last year. We got a few more guys that are getting into it. Alex's truck, the 12 valve, at Spring Truck Wars and Rudy's, the truck has done great. It keeps progressively getting faster, working bugs out of it. He did a 655 on the brakes. Keep in mind, this is still a stock bottom end 12 valve. It's still essentially full weight, still has heat and air, radio, full interior, minus the fact it's got racing seats in it now. Still leaf spring, full bed, like it's still a street truck. And did a 655. He decided to hook it up in the sled pool at one of the local pools here, and the Dana 70 gave way. Sheared the pinion gear off, and so he's made the decision to jump up to an AAM axle to kind of rid himself of those issues. AJ's truck, as you recall, last year he had done a little bit of sled pulling. He's been doing some more pulling this year. He jumped up to the hot street class, and the truck's doing okay. Still has some bugs that need to be lined out in it, but he did get his first win, and the truck looks pretty good. Our buddy Brent, last year y'all would have seen him in the Diesels at the Rock event. It was the black 3rd gen. We've been tinkering with that one a good bit. He's got a new set of injectors in the truck. He's jumped up to Flux 200 overs, and the truck is performing great. It's like a Swiss Army knife. The thing just does good at every event we try to put it in. He's jumped up to Hot Street as well, and he got his first win at the last pull, and the truck is freaking working. It's doing great. We did surprise Tim at the beginning of the year, and we took, while he was gone one night, we swapped his truck over to a sled pulling setup.
What the fuck are you doing with my truck? I ain't hooking that motherfucker to the sled.
We put a weight box on it. We did the whole 9 yards, got it all set up and ready to go, and we got him convinced to hook it up. That truck brought in a win at one of the events, and I think it got 3rd at another one. So who knows what the future holds for that one, if it's going to keep sled pulling or not. But after that, we swapped it over to back on the drag racing setup. We've made some tweaks to it since last year. We're running a different turbo. We made some suspension adjustments, made a tire change. We messed with the rear differential a little bit and turned the tune down, and the truck went faster than it ever has with less mile an hour. So we've got the truck now down into the 630s on a very, very conservative tune. There's an easy 400 to 500 pounds we're gonna be able to take out of the truck to get it a little bit lighter. Then we're also gonna make another tire change, I believe, and a couple more suspension adjustments to get it to where we really want it and really start dialing this thing in. And then at that point, we'll start turning the power back up and see what we can get it to do. But anyways, that pretty much sums us up on all of the early first half of the season activities. All right, so now on to the quote unquote big announcement, and the things, it's kind of a more or less an excuse as to where we've been the beginning of the year and what's been going on. So as we always say, and we've kind of told you in previous videos, we've been dealing with Tim Barber, TRE Diesel, his crowd, for all of our transmission work, for the last 11, 12 years. As long as I've been messing with diesels, he has been the go-to for transmissions. Those of you that don't know him, it's probably because of his marketing technique, which is word of mouth. That is it. He does no advertisement, nothing of the sort. He's been in the game, I believe, longer than anybody else that's building transmissions right now for these trucks. He started over 20 years ago doing this. And he's just been a great asset. There's a ton of actual big name builders in the industry right now that have learned a lot from him, that, you know, taught them what they knew in the beginning. He's been a good resource for a bunch of people. But anyways, say all that to say this. March 1st, Tim moved all of his business out of his shop into the shop with us. So we've started up the shop. Is now full-time. It's TRE Diesel and Melton Pistons have combined into one. And we are offering, mainly focused on 47, 48, 68 transmission builds. Also doing, you know, Cummins performance builds, repair, things of the sort. And anything in between. Yeah, basically everything you see on the channel, now we offer to the public. We do have some more projects, such as like the 3rd gen bumper brackets I've been making for a couple years now. The 2nd gen brackets will be available here in hopefully just a couple weeks. And also the 3rd gen fog light brackets are almost ready to go. So we have more products that are coming out as far as the bolt-on solutions for you guys. As of right now, we're doing a ton of in-house builds, and we do ship them out to you guys. So, you know, if you guys need a transmission, feel free to hit me up, or any of the guys in this crowd, really. And we can get you pricing on a build that'll suit the needs of your truck, try to get you in your budget, as well as, you know, fit the needs for what you're going to be doing in the future, because you don't want to have to go back in it twice. So anyways, quick rundown of kind of what we've got going on around the shop, just so you guys can see. And I'll kind of try to keep you guys updated on this stuff as we go. As you can see, this is kind of a little personal project here, but this is my mega cab, my tow rig, and it's in the middle of a heart transplant. So my mega cab is a 06 59 truck, had a 48 in it. The 59 and 48 has come out of it. We have a 6.7 that's going in, and also it's getting a NV5600 in it. We've got a Valair triple disc clutch coming, and it will also be getting a set of compounds. So as we go along with that build, I'll kind of try to keep you guys updated on it. This truck here is one that we helped my brother Bradley build. This one is one that we literally drug out of the weeds, and I'll give you guys a quick look under the hood. So this is the motor out of the mega cab over there, and Bradley did a little bit of cleaning up. As you can see, all his wiring is gone. It's got a 464 on it now. It will be getting compounds. Cleaned up a bunch of the wiring, just made it more presentable. But right now, it's trying to be a little bit of a hoe bag. We got an electrical issue that's fighting us. We believe a bad ECM, but a little bit more troubleshooting to do to verify that before we go buying a new 849. As you know, they're price of gold. This big behemoth here, P-pump truck that we're doing a little bit of dress up, a little bit of cleanup, fixing some oil leaks, things of the sort, and just trying to get him back in running condition. We did find that it had some broken retainers on the valve spring, so luckily we found that before it caused a major issue for him. But really could use these wheels. God knows this thing looks good. This second gen here is our buddy Steven's truck. This one is one that Nathan and myself threw a new motor in. It's a P-pump 24 valve, and he brought it back for a trans refresh. It got a new converter and also got a manual valve body set up in it. Unfortunately, last night on the test drive though, it broke an injection line. So we got a new set of lines coming for it, get this thing back running. Hopefully get him set up to do a little bit of dirt drags, sled pulling, and maybe a little bit of 770 action. This truck here, I believe, came in for a simple just trans service, and also there's a squeak that they want us to diagnose where it's coming from. We got a mega cab here that got a new set of injectors, and also gonna do a new, I believe it needs a track bar up front and a couple little odds and ends to get it back going. This blue truck here, this was a VP truck that came in for a P-pump swap. It got a Farrell stage 4 12mm pump. We also have a 72mm charger on the way for it. It's going to be a the new VSR 7289. So we're going to try that out on it and see how that performs. This truck here is a VP truck that's stuck in security mode. I believe it's been down for a couple years now. So we're going to try to get this thing back running for him. Then another VP truck. This one here came in for a new VP and also a set of injectors, if I remember right. This truck here just got dropped off this morning. This one, I believe, also has been sitting for a while, and it's getting a transmission and then whatever else we deem that it needs to get it back roadworthy. I believe it's been sitting for a couple years. And then this hunk of junk here, Dominic's truck. This is the old first gen truck. As most of you have seen, it's been on Drag Week 1320 videos, had it on there, I believe, several others. Dom's been racing this truck for quite some time now. It's had a multitude of iterations to it, I guess you could say. He's changed a lot over the years. Just recently we started helping him with some of it. I believe this weekend he's supposed to be coming down from Maryland to finish wrapping it up. He busted the cam, push rods, bent valves, messed up the head, all kinds of stuff at Truck Wars. So he's got a new cam. He's got new turbo setup we're going to try on it. We got the head is reworked, new valves, firing, everything back to get this thing ready to go. He had a trans issue as well that I believe he's got lined out, so he's bringing the trans back to get it thrown back in. So hopefully this new setup will get him a new personal best and also get it lined out, because old Hot Rod Drag Week is creeping up on us pretty quick, and we got to get this thing back ready to roll so he can be at Drag Week. Then a couple of our personal stuff. We got Timothy's truck here. As you can see, we got it wrapped with a new logo here on the back end of it. And then Brandon Seguin's truck. If y'all don't know him, he's one of the guys that helps us out a lot on our trans rebuilds and whatnots here at the shop. And at the last truck pull, he blew his 72. The truck had a 7285 compound set up on it, and it blew to 72. So he sent it out to get rebuilt, and I believe that the truck is going to get swapped over to just run the single 85 5-blade on it. So we'll see how that goes, and we'll keep y'all posted on that as we go as well. But anyways, sorry to make that so wordy. I more or less just wanted to kind of show you guys, you know, what all we can do, the capabilities around here, and some of the ongoing projects we have. If there's anything you guys need, whether it be a stock 47 rebuild or anything of those sorts, all the way up to a competition trans like what is in the Dad Bod and Tim's truck and some of these others you see on the channel, feel free to reach out. We'll help any way we can, whether it be, you know, getting your truck some time here in the shop for us to work on it, or if you need us to ship you the parts for you to do it yourself, or anything in between. Feel free to reach out. We'll help however we can. But anyways, that's gonna pretty much wrap us up here. I need to get back in the shop. Nathan's probably ready to fire me. Been out here on the phone too long. So anyways, you guys have a good one. We should be heading up to a truck pull this weekend, and I will do my best to get back on a normal schedule of having videos for you guys whenever there's something going on around here. So anyways, sorry for ghosting you guys for 6 months, but as you see, we've been busy. So anyways, I'll try to do better. Thank you guys for the continued support. Thanks for everybody that reached out at UCC and kind of kicked me in the tail to get me back on this ball. So anyways, thank you guys for everything, and we will see you in the next video.